All right, I'm looking at Avengers number 10, but I guess this is technically the 700th issue in the history of the Avengers. So Marvel's making a big deal about it, and this issue is 60 pages long. So long. Okay, so this book is written by Jason Aaron, and when we open up, we're introduced to a whole bunch of Russian superheroes that come into play later on in the book. Then we jump over to Iron Man and Ghost Rider, and they are having a race. Pretty fun watching them square off against each other. Then we jump over to Captain Marvel and Thor, and they are discussing things. And Thor apparently has a schoolboy crush on She-Hulk. And it's funny, their interaction. He's talking to Captain Marvel, and he's like, "Can you text her for me and find out if she likes me?" And you know, it was pretty fun interaction. I would love to see Thor and She-Hulk hook up. That'd be pretty funny. Then we pick up this whole Namor fighting the world storyline. Namor and his, what do they call them? Defenders of the Deep. And last issue, Namor was preparing for war, and that's where this issue sort of picks up with that. So the Avengers are fighting Namor and all of his people. Then all of a sudden, those Russian superheroes come into the mix, and they get thrown into the battle. And there's a few of these characters. There's Darkstar, Crimson Dynamo, Cherenbog, Ursa Major, the world's drunkest bear. That's pretty funny. A big freaking bear. Of course, it's Russian. We also got Vostok, Perun, Vanguard, Red Widow. I don't really know a lot of these characters, but they love the idea of Russian superheroes being thrown into the mix. So everybody's fighting with Namor. Eventually, Namor makes a retreat back into the ocean. And then the Avengers are arguing with these Russian superheroes, and they're saying, "It's your fault Namor got away." "No, it's your fault Namor got away." Then we jump over to America and General Ross, and he is talking with Agent Coulson, who I thought was maybe dead, but maybe I'm confusing that with the movies. Anyway, Agent Coulson's there, and then we're introduced to something called Squadron Supreme, and a whole bunch of heroes there. I'm not too familiar with Squadron Supreme, not too sure what to make of that either. Then we go into the epilogue, and there are a few stories here. The first one deals with Ghost Rider and Odin hanging out, and Ghost Rider is asking all about the history of the Ghost Riders, and they're discussing things. Then we jump over to Loki talking to Wolverine, and they're talking about this whole Celestial storyline that we got going on, which, by the way, that's the one thing this Avengers run I'm not digging, this whole Celestial storyline. But Wolverine's talking to Loki, and I guess Wolverine is going to battle the Celestials or something. Then the last epilogue, we go over to Wasp, the Avenger Wasp, and she's in Romania, and she finds Blade, our favorite vampire-killing hero, and she saves him, and he is now going to be part of the Avengers. So that's pretty cool. I thought this issue was not bad. I'm kind of mixed on it. I thought the artwork was pretty cool. There was lots of fighting scenes, and Ed McGuinness draws a pretty good battle. However, I found the plot kind of got muddled in this whole battle. It was just jumping around to all of these characters, fighting all these other random characters. I mean, we're talking like a battle of 20 different people here. It was really hard to keep track of what was going on, and the story kind of lost me in that. But, I mean, it was still fun, and it was still nice to look at. But overall, I think this was an okay issue. There is lots of new storylines and concepts that they are introducing here that we're going to be picking up in future issues. We still got to deal with Namor. Now we got this whole Wolverine thing. We got Blade thrown into the mix. We got more Ghost Rider and Odin stuff. And Thor and She-Hulk hooking up. And so many plot threads. But this was a decent time. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. What did you guys all think of it? What do you think of the price tag and the longer page count? Was it worth it? Hit me up in the comments. Also, like and subscribe. And check out these other videos.